Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for joining me once again and welcome back to the channel. So I'm back a bit sooner than expected today with this impromptu thread response actually. So this is one I saw earlier today. Excuse me. This was created by Ron Haggerty and his channel Ron Haggerty's Vinyl Sanctuary. So what he's asked us to do in this thread, it's an Aquatic Records thread. So show a certain number of albums, maybe 10, which have some kind of water related theme. So that could be with regard to the artwork, the band name, a song title, the album name. It's pretty open-ended and I think it's a fantastic idea, like very interesting and original. And I actually saw this a few months ago because Ron's had started and stopped his channel a few times, but I remember seeing this as an earlier thread ages ago and I thought I really wanted to join that, but it had been so long ago, but now here's my opportunity today. So I've got 10 albums to talk about. The albums themselves are not water related, but you'll see the significance as I go through them. So without further ado, I'll just get straight into it. So my first aquatic themed record, or song if you like, this is Broken Hope, the album's Omen of Disease, and the song I'm referring to on it is Blood Gullet. So Blood Gullet, which is track 10. So that's a song about sharks eating people basically. And I remember when I talked about this album earlier, I always thought as a teenager, oh, a death metal band could write a song about eating sharks. Broken Hope finally did it. You know, as big fans of Jaws, the movie, which I saw the other day, once again, brilliant movie. But yeah, so that's what this song is about, Blood Gullet. It's about sharks. So I'll just read you some sample lyrics from the song so you get the idea. By the way, I don't own any of the lyrics that I read, obviously. I'm just quoting from the song. But okay, so from Broken Hope's Blood Gullet, a planet covered with 3/4 water, oceans and seas hold primeval terror. Nightmare-eating machines inhabit the deep, denizens below the surface hunger for us all. The jaws crush, sever, shred and ruin, the mouth devours, gulps and swallows. Ragged body parts packed deep inside, lapidated remains digest in a blood gullet. Born to ingest meat, shark pups eat siblings. Intrauterine cannibalism, a first taste of flesh. Wow, fantastic lyrics, and yes, as you can expect, that's a fast, brutal song. So that's my first choice, Broken Hope with Blood Gullet. Okay, second choice, as an aquatic related theme. This is the Swedish death metal band CARNAL from the album The More You Suffer, and I'm referring to track 7 entitled Deep Rivers of Blood. So again, that's the aquatic theme, river. And yeah, a lot of bands actually do this, you know, in death and black metal, referred to as seas or oceans or rivers of blood, you know, to create this kind of shocking concept. And I really like this song, coincidentally, not just for the sake of this video, but that's my favorite track on the album. So if you're not, that's Deep Rivers of Blood. If you're not familiar with CARNAL, it's very sort of fast melodic death metal, but also brutal. So it's like a combination between brutality and melody, which is original. So yes, that's my second choice, CARNAL with Deep Rivers of Blood. Okay, so coming up to the third choice for the aquatic related albums. This is going to probably be an obvious one to a lot of people, but I couldn't leave it out. Exodus with Pirhana. So, you know, the song Pirhana, based on the horror movie about, you know, the fish, which the breed of fish which eats human flesh, and you know, all the carnage which ensues in that movie. And like I said before, when I actually reviewed this album in my CD collection, Pirhana is probably my favorite song on the album, in addition to Deliver Us for Evil. And I really just love these backing vocals in that song Pirhana, where it sounds like a group of drunken hooligans recording the backing vocals by shouting down a phone box or something. But awesome track and brilliant lyrics in that song as well about piranhas devouring people. So yes, Exodus with Pirhana. All right. Okay, next in the stack of aquatic related songs or albums, here we have GOREFEST, and this is from the album Soul Survivor. The song I'm talking about is of course track 3, that's entitled simply River. So the song River, it's sort of a slow chugging heavy riff, and it's using the concept of a river as a metaphor about life, like I think the chorus, the river flows on as life goes on, you know, so talking about progress in your life. But one of my favorite tracks from this album, the band got criticized a bit for going in this direction because they sort of went in a kind of groove metal or Thin Lizzy-esque kind of direction rather than the brutal old school death metal, but I think there are some really good songs on this album, and River is one of my favorites, in addition to, what's that other one I really like? Track 6. Had a mental blank now, but anyway, let's stick with the theme, shall we? So that's GOREFEST with River. Okay, coming up to the next aquatic related song. I chose GORGUTS from the album Considered Dead. You can probably guess the track, it's on side 2. It's entitled Drifting Remains. So what this song, if you're not familiar, GORGUTS are a brutal death metal band from Canada. It's quite technical, but at the same time catchy. Very old school. This was one of the first death metal bands I got into back in the 90s. And yeah, the song Drifting Remains, again, it's an original concept for a death metal song, whereas a lot of bands are writing about, you know, cannibalism or hacking someone to pieces. This song is about drifting remains. It's about people going on a boating trip and it all goes wrong due to a storm. So being lost and drowned out at sea, like very depressing, but it's an original concept for a death metal song. So I will just read some sample lyrics from this song, Drifting Remains. When we left the shore, it was a sunny day, far from the small and quiet bay. Lightning struck the sky, asleep we were sailing away. I woke up and realized we were now the ocean's prey. The sky was darkening as the rain was falling, the waves were striking as our boat was wrecking. And you get the rest. The rest of the song refers to the actual drownings and drifting remains which occur. So depressing, but I think a very original idea for a death metal song. So that's GORGUTS with Drifting Remains. All right. And what have we got next? Another record. So up next, I chose, this is from Mortician's Zombie Apocalypse. The song I'm referring to is Devoured Alive. You probably think, what's aquatic about that? Well, the lyrics, Mortician write a lot of their lyrics in relation to horror films, and this song Devoured Alive was based on the horror film Eaten Alive, which is about a hotel owner who feeds unsuspecting victims to a crocodile which lives in the swamp. So swamp, it's a body of water, it's relating, so that's the aquatic significance. So I'll just read the lyrics from this song, and you know, Mortician are always very economical with lyrics, there's no messing around. So Devoured Alive. Hotel of death, morbid sadist, savage death trap, lurks in the swamp, scythe in the face, chop mutilated, blood spattering, brutal killing, thrown in the swamp. Limbs are torn off, eaten alive, slowly you die, hungry for blood, need for victims, the jaws of death, chomp on your flesh. That breakdown is sick, but anyway, I digress. So the song is about being eaten by a crocodile, so that's Devoured Alive. So crocodile in the swamp, and another original concept for death metal, I think. So there you go, Mortician with Devoured Alive. All right. What have we got next? Oh, okay, this one is an obscure, you might think this one's a bit far-fetched actually, but remember the key point is aquatic terms. So this one, ocean. So I'm referring to, this is NILE with the album Amongst the Catacombs of Neferunkar, and I'm referring to the last song, Beneath Eternal Oceans of Sand. So of course, the ocean here, it's not referring to a body of water, but it's like oceans of sand refer as a metaphor for a vast desert. But I always found that a really cool way to describe a desert. So that was a very striking title, and I immediately thought of it when I thought of this video. So this album, don't need to say anything, it's a brilliant, innovative death metal album. As you all know, that's my opinion, so check it out. But yeah, that's the final track, and it starts and finishes with some dreamy acoustic guitars. So that's my next choice, NILE with Beneath Eternal Oceans of Sand. All right, now the next one, this is perhaps the most aquatic in the entire selection. Up next I have Malignancy, which is this album, Motivated by Hunger. So you can see the title, it's referring to sharks eating people again as a result of being motivated by hunger. And you see even the artwork is in theme. There's the shark in the blue ocean, very cool. And the remains of an eaten victim, or partly eaten victim. Yeah, so this band, it's very brutal death metal, and it features a couple of members who are associated with Mortician, like Roger Beaujard, the guitarist of Mortician, he plays drums in this band, and also Desmond Tolhurst, who was on the Zombie Apocalypse album, he plays bass on this. But it's different to Mortician in the sense that it's faster and it's a lot more technical, but they still have those primitive caveman heavy riffs. It's very brutal, but yeah. I'm going to just read some sample lyrics since this is the most aquatic one. So, malignancy motivated by hunger, depletion of food supply, overfishing due to greed and population increase, apex predator ripped from natural feeding grounds, forced into the shallows, hunger motivation, survival of the superior creature, humanity the new prey, heightened sensory targets victim, distress impulses entice the appetite, aggravated aggressor, attack postures, tail thrusts, beast forward, lunge forth to claim food surrogate, unknown horror awaits the casualty. And then the rest of the song describes in detail the process of being eaten by a shark. So can't get more aquatic than that. So yeah, and that's yeah, again, another death metal band referring to sharks. So that's cool. So Malignancy with Motivated by Hunger. All right. Now the next one, 2 more to go. Up next, I chose Immortal's Sons of Northern Darkness album, and the track I'm referring to is the last one, Beyond the North Waves. So first of all, this album, I think it's criminally underrated, and it took me a while to get into it as well, but this last track on the album, Beyond the North Waves, it's musically one of my favorites. So it's just very slow and epic. There's some clean guitars and it's got a good crunch. It's very heavy and catchy. But yeah, this song is talking about old Norsemen, you know, people from the Viking era sailing the northern seas. So very much an aquatic theme in this song, and I'll just read some lyrics from that. So, Beyond the North Waves. On many ships we have sailed, far beyond the north waves. On the high northern seas we have found our way. The shadowing voices of our gods singing on the calling winds, where the cold waves and the longboats brought us far. The saga of the warriors from Northland speaks of greatness and strength. The saga of the warriors from Northland are the saga of a great many man. So yeah, that whole idea of Vikings or the old Norsemen sailing the northern seas into uncharted territories on longboats. So yes, Immortal with Beyond the North Waves, the last track on Sons of Northern Darkness. Okay, and my last choice, my last song with an aquatic theme, actually Christian also chose this in his video, but I couldn't leave it out and I thought it was a great choice. From Pearl Jam's 10 album is the track simply entitled Oceans. So obviously the title has an aquatic theme, but I had to choose this one especially because it's one of my favorite songs from the album. In fact, probably one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs of all time. Like, I'm not really a huge fan of this band beyond the first 3 albums, but this song Oceans, it's so dreamy and atmospheric, and it's very emotional. I think it's talking about like a lost love or waiting for a love or something like that, because, you know, there's that line in at the end, like, please stand by the shore, I'll be there once more. But the music is so dreamy and atmospheric and emotive. This song used to give me chills so much, and I really like listening to it. It's criminally underrated. They never play it live, but a brilliant song. So Christian, good choice, and that's why I had to choose it too. Pearl Jam with Oceans. So there you have it, guys. They're my choices for aquatic related songs, or, you know, albums, things like that. So some of them may be a little bit far-fetched, but I think it would be boring if we all chose the same thing. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and Ron, once again, great idea for this thread, and I'm glad I was finally able to respond to it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. So I will be back again soon with a collection update. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate your support. And that's about it. So I'll see you in the next video very soon. Take care. See you.